There are a couple class action lawsuits with the C7 Corvette, and I'll speak about them later in the video. I'm going to give you a brief breakdown of the C7 Corvette, then go over all the common issues to better educate you about your ride or your future purchase. The C7 Corvette marked a bold change that really walked a thin line, all while keeping the Corvette's legacy. Designer Tom Peters, the designer who developed the C6 Corvette, was given free rein on the C7 Corvette, allowing him to create something truly unique. And the design really paid off because enthusiasts loves it. Starting production in 2007 and originally planned for 2011, the mid-engine concept was thrown out and Chevy kept the front engine and the rear-wheel drive to keep things just a bit cheaper. The all-new LT1 6.2-liter V8 with 455 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque gave the Corvette a 3.8-second 0 to 60. The optional Z51 performance package and the Grand Sport has 460 horsepower with 465 foot-pounds of torque, paired with either a 7-speed manual TREMEC TR6070 or a 6L80 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. 2016 marked the availability for the AL90 automatic 8-speed transmission. The 06 and 07 comes with a supercharged 6.2-liter that has 650 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque. Twenty 2019 marked the introduction of the ZR1 with an all-new 6.2-liter LT5 motor with an EATON supercharger, which is 52% larger than the 06's supercharger, which gives the ZR1 755 horsepower and 715 foot-pounds of torque. Although the C7 Corvette is fantastic and revolutionary, and just like every car, it has issues. The most notable issue is the 06 overheating, or the supercharged variant, and this is just one of the lawsuits that Corvette has on them. Basically, just 15 minutes on the track can cause these cars to overheat, and it can also overheat if you're just spirited driving. Tim Lally Chevrolet has a great fix for this issue, and I'll link the video down below. Basically, all they did was add 2 more radiators and a hood scoop to increase airflow, and that resolved the overheating issue. From 2016 to 2018, the electric power steering rack can go bad, and typically they fail at low miles, and it should be under warranty. If not, you simply just gotta replace it. Just like the C6 Corvette, the C7 Corvette has an issue with the driveshaft bearing going bad within the torque tube. Basically, you'll hear noise coming from underneath the car where the driveshaft meets the transmission or where the driveshaft meets the rear diff.
And then you can hear it right here too.
And typically this noise gets worse over time, and in the long term that joint will snap. Then you won't be getting any power to the back wheels. It is not an easy job to do and probably not doable by a DIYer, but it can be done by a reputable mechanic or spend some extra money and go to a GM dealership. The AL90 8-speed transmission has issues with harsh shifts between first and second gear. There seems to be no fix for it at the moment. So the best resolution is to manage your expectations. The MyLink infotainment center ends up glitching and turns off. And the best way to fix that is to turn off and on your car and it should power right back on. A wobble sound, a noise coming from the rear diff can indicate that the rear end is going bad. And it has happened to a few owners. So the first thing to do is to check the fluid to see if there's metal shavings. And if there is, you gotta replace it. Not doable by a novice DIYer either. Here's the other class action lawsuit. The OEM cast alloy rims on the 06 can warp and deform and ultimately crack. Basically, the class action lawsuit claims that the Corvette has too much power for those cheap wheels. In this particular lawsuit, there are 18 plaintiffs suing GM for millions of dollars. And you might think that's a lot of money, but it's a small price because what would happen if that rim breaks and pops your tire while you're going higher speeds around a corner? Could be devastating. And sometimes GM takes shortcuts in the wrong places. If you want to learn more about the C6 Corvette, check out this video. This is Chris AutoMotivate. Always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you next time.